Now, the two topics we are going to start. The name is valuation, so that is custom valuation. As you know, custom valuation, there are two angles. One is valuation with respect to import, second is valuation with respect to export. So this program is for import, so we'll spend maximum time with respect to import valuation. Plus I am going to talk about export valuation, also becomes easy for you to understand, right? So first part in this valuation, let's look at laws, acts, duties, taxes in India during import and export. So what are the different laws and acts we have to look into while carrying out valuation? So when you look at the tax angle, or when you look at the perspective with respect to import export operations, import of goods into India is governed many laws. First is Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act, FTDR 1992. This is the main apex act of import and export. What this act talks about is this Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act facilitates importers and exporters to carry out operations of import and export. It facilitates. What do you mean by facilitates? It gives you a kind of framework using which a trade can take place, right? So what are the obstacles a trade to happen in any country for that matter? So obstacle perspective, the first obstacle would be knowledge of the act. If you are not aware of the act, then you will have to, or you land up in a situation where you say, sir, ये तो पता ही नहीं था, मतलब carrying out import and export, IEC is must or not, we don't know. So we have not opened the import export code. So without import export code, you cannot do the operation called import or export, as the case may be. So act or law facilitates, or it gives you direction. It's a helping hand. Someone asked the question, sir, now knowledge we have, how to start? Yeah, we have knowledge, how to start? So from start point of view, you have to learn the basics of that particular trade, right? Tomorrow, if I give you training with respect to a motorcycle, how motorcycle is, how to start the motorcycle, what do you mean by gear, what do you mean by accelerator? So knowledge you have. Now how to start? So you will probably start with gear number 1, and then 2, then 3, and this gear shifting you will do it in open land, not in crowd, right? To build the confidence. So step by step you will go up. It's not something that time charter angle, you start the motorcycle at 0th time, next second you put gear number 1, immediately second 2, gear 2, no, it will not happen. You will run probably on gear number 1 for probably minutes or probably hours, yeah, then your confidence will build. Then probably you will look at below and then you will shift the gear, yeah, but once then you are a professional, or once you are practiced one, or once you are expert, you don't have to look below for shifting of the gears, right? Automatically it will happen. Same is with respect to the trade. You are going to learn, you have now probably have acquaintance with various perspectives, various concepts. Look at the laws, there is also another dimension, yeah. So 3 important dimensions, friends, you need to remember: the commercial, regulatory and financial. These are the 3 words you have to remember: commercial, regulatory and financial. So commercial is trade related knowledge. You should have trade related knowledge. What do you mean by terms of delivery, terms of payment, contract? These are the commercial aspects of the business. Second is regulatory. Regulatory is also called the legal. You cannot say, sir, I will do the valuation without knowing without having knowledge of IVS, International Valuation Standard. You cannot do the business without knowledge of IVS, right? You need to know what is methods of valuation. We have learned, we are registered valuers. We know what is methods of valuation. We know approach of valuation. You know the difference between the cost method or cost approach and market approach and income approach. You know the tools under these approaches, like discounted cash flow, like depreciated replacement cost, like that. You have learned that. So that is the legal aspects. So this is the legal aspects of the trade. Legal. We are learning legal. And last one is the financial angle. Financial. So it's money. Yeah. So you need to know the RBI. And you say, oh, I know RBI is Reserve Bank of India. But no, it's not only the full form. You need to know how RBI governs, how they control and monitor the economy. So you say, do you want me to learn RBI? No. As a valuer, you need to know the basics of RBI. What is FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act? What are master directions issued for importers and exporters? What exporters should do, what importers should do. For example, FEMA says, that is RBI's FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act says, dear exporter, when you carry out exports, right, the goods will start from your country, it will go to some other country. Along with the goods movement, you are going to make the documents, correct? One of the document is called shipping bill, second document is called invoice, third is called certificate of origin. Like that you will make the documents. But law says, don't forget, law says to the exporter, don't forget to submit this document within 21 days to your bank without fail. This is the provision in the law. You will say, why? Why we should send to the bank? The answer is simple. The law says, sir, your name is exporter. It's a compulsion in country India. That is a law of land. Compulsion. It's law of land that as an exporter, you have to submit the documents to your bank within 21 days. So, need is your bank will come to know that you are going to earn amount either in dollars, lira, pounds, yen. There are 103 currencies available in the world. Yeah, which currency you are going to earn and how much and by when? It is mentioned in your document. Correct? So submit your documents. These are your documents. Submit the documents to your bank within 21 days. So what is your name? His name is SBI. He is banker. Correct? So bank will go through the documents. He will come to know, oh, he is my customer. You will submit to your bank, so you are his customer. So you say, my customer has submitted document today. I have read this document, and as per this document, he is going to earn $100 next month by 30th. Who comes to know? So far it is only he. Now he has submitted documents to him. So bank knows 30th day next month I am going to get the money, because money is going to be credited only in banking channel. He cannot go to the buyer saying that give me $100. No, it has to come to bank. So he will come to know. Now this fellow, his name is banker. He has to report to him. What is he? His name is RBI. And how he is reporting? Through electronic mode. And name, since it's an export transaction, this mode is called this mode is called, or process is called EDPMS, since it's a export process. What is EDPMS? EDPMS is export, D for data, processing, monitoring system. Export data processing monitoring system. And related to import, it is import data processing monitoring system, IDPMS and EDPMS. Okay. So going back to what is you? What is your name? Your name is exporter. What you have done? Export. Amount $100. Submitted documents to him. What is his name? SBI. He comes to the door, he is going to get $100 next month, 30th. Where he has written? He has written in the shipping bill. He has the document. So he will input in the system maintained by RBI. RBI has server. So server says, server access is given to SBI. server access is given to Punjab National, server access is given to Bank of Maharashtra, all banks, right? So that's the reason his name, from law point of view, his name is called AD. AD stands for authorized dealer. He is authorized.
SBI is authorized.
Authorized dealer who deals in foreign currency is called dealer. And he is authorized. Who has given the authority? RBI. So authorized dealer. So RBI gives access to authorized dealer for his server. His server. Server access is given to him. So what is his job? His job is, he will see, oh, my customer, what is your name? Exporter. Exporter name is ABC. ABC has given me the shipping bill. He is going to earn $100 next 30th. Next month 30th. Correct? So he will input in the data in the system. So that system information comes immediately to him. Now RBI also knows that ABC located in Mumbai, branch Nariman Point in Mumbai SBI has communicated. So RBI knows ABC company in Mumbai is going to earn $100 30th next month. Correct? You might have heard the term called balance of trade and balance of payment. Standard 11, side commerce, is a term called balance of trade and balance of payment. So RBI, since job of Reserve Bank of India is to control the country's economy, they have to know that who is going to earn, when and how much, which currency. So now RBI knows that ABC company in Mumbai is going to earn $100 next month. This communication is via like this. And that process is called EDPMS. And that's the reason compulsion is 21 days he has to report. Else, AD Bank will communicate and will raise a fine to him. Today, many Indian companies or MNC companies, without knowing, without knowledge of these rules and regulations, land up in heavy amount of fines. पता ही नहीं है. After 21 days, when the money actually gets credited next month, he will ask the question, sir, you have not reported that this is to be reported within 21 days. Why you have not reported? सब बोलेंगे सर पता ही नहीं था. ठीक है, will have a debit note of amount 500 rupees. Non-compliance. Processing monitoring system. Processing monitoring system. So this is how the
Buyer need to pay
penalties, fines, yeah, late charges. So that is how the importance of law. That's the reason I say commercial, financial and regulatory information is necessary, right? Without financial we cannot. So the one which is there in front of you, अरे कहाँ गया? The Foreign Trade Development Act. So it's a facilitator. It facilitates imports and exports. Then come Customs Act. Customs Act 1962. So Customs Act are the Bible for carrying out import-export activity. The custom is doing only two jobs. If you read the whole act, it's a 698 pages. Yeah. But you need to remember, you don't have to be expert on each and every section of the act. Only two things you need to remember. When it customs, there are two angles: assessment and examination related to import. Assessment and examination. So let's understand what is assessment and examination. When the imported goods arrives in India, so my name is customs, my job is twofold. Only two things I do: assessment and examination. Assessment is always with respect to the documents, and examination is always with respect to goods. I have to check your documents, correct? So first thing I will ask you as a custom officer, I will ask you, sir, your name is what? You say my name is importer. So you have imported the goods? You say yes. So I say, give me your documents. Show me your documents. I want to do assessment. So you have to give me the documents, and using this document I will do the assessment. So what documents I will expect from you? First is the import invoice. It's a case of import, so it's an import invoice. Look at the logic. you are going to give me the invoice, that is import invoice. Then invoice gives me the information. My name is custom officer, right? I will come to know what goods you have imported, name of the goods, quantity of the goods, value of the goods, invoice. From where you have imported, US or UK or China. So supplier details, supplier's country details, currency, and when you are going to pay the amount to the supplier. All the terms will be mentioned, terms of payments. Terms of deliveries, FOB, CIF, C&F, delivery duty paid, all those stuff is available in the invoice. Then I will ask you packing list. How many cartons you have imported? 1 bag, 20 bag, 50 bags, jerry cans, pallet, 3 pallets, yeah, MS container, what is it? So how you have packed? Weight, volume, net weight, gross weight, tear weight, etc., etc. So all is available in the packing list. Third is certificate of origin. There is rules of origin in country India, and rule says that country India has made contract with 53 countries overseas. For example, India, Singapore. If you are importing from Singapore, India and Sri Lanka, there is a regional trade agreement, which is also called preferential trade agreement. So what is the meaning of this? If it is proved that the goods has been imported from Singapore and that goods falls in the list as agreed between India and Singapore, then India will give concession in customs duty for that good. How many goods are available in the world? Let's say 10 lakh goods are available. Yeah, but hypothetically, let's say 100 goods are available. Out of 100 goods, let's say only 30 goods are available in the list, in the contract, in the treaty between India and Singapore. Only 30 goods. And this treaty is made in such a way so that both the countries feels that if we promote these 30 goods, then economy of my country will go up. India knows what Singapore is looking from India, correct? And Singapore also knows what they are looking from India. So both the countries know that what they are looking from other country. And what will happen if the other country supply the same goods to over here, then economy of that country will go up. So I am helping Singapore economy to grow up, and Singapore is helping me that Indian economy should go up. So it's a win-win situation. So the goods what you intend to import or what you have imported falls in the list which is available in the treaty and supported by certificate of origin, a document called certificate of origin. Then only me as a custom officer will give you the concession. Correct? Suppose you have imported book. Book is there in the list of the trade treaty. Then I will say the normal rate of the duty for the book is 30%, but I am giving you concession to the tune of 50%. You have to pay only 15% because you have submitted certificate of origin. Okay, so that is third. Fourth is transport document, bill of lading, transport document. So import can take place in 3-4 modes. If it is sea mode, by sea goods comes, then transport document is called bill of lading. If the bill of lading, L-A-D-I-N-G, lading, L-A-D-I-N-g. If the import is taking place by transport called aeroplane, then transport document is called airway bill, airway bill. If the import is taking place by road, then lorry receipt, LR, lorry receipt. If the import is taking place by railways, then rail receipt. If import is taking place by courier, speed post, post parcel, PP, post parcel. So these are the terminologies, right? So government will ask you either of this one document, yeah, and there could be last option that you are importing software. Software can be imported, and there is nothing called there is a wireless transmission. So the name of the document is called Softex, S-O-F-T-E-X, Softex is a form, Softex form. So these are the possible options you can think of as a transport document. So department, custom is looking for you all these documents and taking, extracting, capturing information from all the documents. You are going to file the document called a declaration document called bill of entry. That is the main document, bill of entry. So bill of entry is nothing but a declaration having information available in piecemeal in all the documents. No additional information is available in a bill of entry which is absent over here. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, right? So bill of entry is a mixture of information in a standard format. Format is made by the government of India, customs. You have question? You have question? Bill of entry is a declaration plus declaration, custom declaration. So friends, these are the documents the department will ask you during the process called assessment. Who says? Customs Act. So they will check all these information, all these documents during assessment, and me as an officer, I may ask you, sir, you have imported, you said kind of a projector, yeah, but the projector HS code you have wrongly mentioned. Ideal code is this, you have mentioned this code. Why? So you say, oh, I am so sorry, my mistake, I will change it. I will say, okay, better you do that. So assessment is verification of the data furnished by you. There could be mistake. Then I say, sir, you have imported, from your invoice it shows that you are importing from Singapore and the treaty is there between India and Singapore, but you have given a wrong reference. India and Korea treaty reference number you have given in the bill of entry. Why? You say, oh, my mistake. It's not India Korea, it is India Singapore. The treaties are many, that 53 treaties are there. So job of custom officer is to see what data you have provided and the information provided by you in bill of entry are same or otherwise. Sometimes it is by mistake, sometimes purposefully. Yeah, purposefully. It's called willful default in law. Willful default. फंसाने का ही है गवर्नमेंट को, मतलब willful default. So government will make out whether it's a willful default or it's a by mistake. So that is the first step of assessment. And second is examination. So they want to carry out examination. You have mentioned the product called cotton. I want to check whether it is cotton or something else. I will say, please open the container. My name is custom officer. I want to check. Then you will show me and I will say, sir, this is not a cotton, this is synthetic, rayon. You have given misdeclaration because cotton is attracting less import duty. That's the reason you have mentioned. So now there is a fine on you because you have given misdeclaration. Yeah. So what declaration you have given, whether it's a, you have mentioned sugar, but it is found brown sugar, not acceptable. Banned. So there are only 3 policies are available. Free policy means duty is there, but you can freely import, export. Second is called restricted import, restricted policy. You can import, but there are restrictions. Third is called prohibited. Weapons, prohibited. Yeah. So prohibited policies. So brown sugar falls under prohibited. Right. So this is Customs Act. Then you have FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. We talked about EDPMS and IDPMS kind of.
Customs Act and Customs Tariff Act are the same?
Yeah, Customs Act and Customs Tariff Act is not same, it's a different, but tariff, it talks about the rate of the duty. Rate of the duty. So Customs Act says you have to do assessment and examination. And tariff says after examination, what information has been given is perfectly okay. You have to open the tariff and see for this product how much rate of the duty is applicable. And for rate of the duty, the formula is given. And the formula is very simple. So, related to import and computation of the duty is the topic what we have going to discuss now. Chapter is import. We are doing import duty calculation. So all import duty calculation, cost, insurance and freight. Cost, insurance, freight. We have discussed this terms of delivery. So CIF value. I always CIF or any Incoterm comes with name of the place or name of the port. Yeah, either of these. So let's say CIF Mumbai. What is Mumbai? Name of the port. Mumbai port. So CIF Mumbai value is equal to assessable value. Assessable value means a value based on which the duty is computed. So first step of computation of import duty in India is to know your assessable value. Correct? Take a case study, simple case study. Suppose you want to import from China. Name of the place is called Shanghai, right? So there is a supplier based in Shanghai, and the discussion takes place between a Shanghai based supplier and India based importer. And during discussion he says, supplier says, Vaibhav, nothing doing. You want to purchase, so you come to Shanghai. I say, sir, please give me the delivery in Mumbai. I cannot come. He says, nothing doing. If you want the material, come to Shanghai. I will give you the delivery in Shanghai. I said, no problem. So what is your price? So he says $100, but $100 Shanghai. Okay. So I said, no problem. So I go to Shanghai. Yeah. I pay the money and he gives me the delivery. So how much I paid him?
$100 in Shanghai.
$100. But where? Shanghai. After giving $100, then I start from Shanghai to come to Mumbai. So I go to airline. Yeah. I purchase the ticket. The value of the ticket is, let's say, $50. So $100 plus 50 so far. Now that aeroplane has come to India. But before the aeroplane starts, one gentleman comes, says, sir, there is a risk that the aircraft may crash. There is huge risk when you are moving from Shanghai to Mumbai. So why don't you take the insurance for this? I am there to give you the insurance policy. I say, how much money I have to pay? He says $10. So $100 to him, $50 to the aeroplane, air ticket, and now it is $10. So 100 plus 50 is 150 plus 10, 160. So this is my cost. This is my insurance, and this is the freight, 150, 10, 160. So this total amount 160 becomes CIF Mumbai. Simple mathematical formula, standard 4. All foreign trade, standard 4 mathematics is there. Insurance and freight. Correct? So to arrive at CIF value, what I have done here is FOB Shanghai, $100, Shanghai to Mumbai freight, $50, and insurance between Shanghai and Mumbai is $10. Taken together, $160 is nothing but CIF Mumbai.
It is better C plus I plus
F.
F. It is better.
C plus I plus F. So that is how we arrived at CIF value. Correct? Now, as far as Indian taxation of import duty is concerned, it is based on assessable value, that is called CIF value. Now, first is the basic customs duty. The basic customs duty is expressed as percentage on CIF value. The percentage is normally 5% or 10%. Yeah. So, or 7.5% certain cases. Let's say 10%. Yeah. Who will tell you the 10%? It is available in the Customs Tariff Act. The tariff is available. So 10% of 100. Let's say assessable value is 100. Now India currency we know is Indian rupees. So payment of duty has to be computed in rupee. Correct? But how much I have paid him? $100. So dollar to rupee conversion has to be there. Dollar to rupee. So who will tell me the rate? At what rate I should convert dollar into rupee? So CBIC is the name of the website, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Is the website where exchange rate for that particular whole month is available, declared by customs. This is the customs website.
It is not dynamic, it doesn't change daily or...
No. It is remain same for the whole month, subject to if there is a market is so volatile, then department may change, but normally it remains same throughout the month, normally. Yeah. So this is a monthly rate which is declared 28th, 29th of previous month for whole next month. The rate has been declared. So if the rate is, let's say, 80 rupees, for example, $1 is equal to 80 rupees. So 100 multiplied by 80 is your assessable value, because now you are computing the duty for rupee perspective. Correct? So just for calculation purpose, hypothetically 100 rupees is your assessable value, right? And 10% is basic custom duty. So how much basic custom duty would be? Calculation standard for mathematics. 100 multiplied by percent is equal to 10 rupee.
Custom rate over custom rate it is calculated.
Then second is social welfare surcharge. Social welfare surcharge, which is again calculated, which is always 10%, always. And this is calculated only on basic custom duty. So formula would be basic custom duty into rate, that is 10%. Rate into 10%. So what is basic custom duty? 10 rupee. 10 rupee into 10%. How much it is? 1. Isn't it? Rupee 1 is your social welfare surcharge. And last one, since it's an import, IGST. No, hypothetically we consider 100. If it is dollar, you have to convert into rate. So why to go into complicated things? Let's say 100 rupee is the assessed value. Now IGST. IGST has different rates. Let's say 18%. And how to compute IGST? Formula is assessable value plus basic custom duty plus social welfare surcharge. Whatever the summation is, multiply by rate, that is 18%. Standard for mathematics.
Basic custom value plus.
So what is your assessable value here? Assessable value is 100. What is basic custom duty? 10 rupee. What is social welfare surcharge? 1 rupee. Multiply by 18%. So 100 plus 10, 110, 111. 111 multiply by 18%. How much it is? Can someone do the calculation? 111 multiply by 18%. Let's say 20 rupees. So what is my total import duty? Total import duty is equal to 10 rupee. So the social welfare surcharge is 1 and IGST is 20. So 10 plus 1, 11, 11 plus 20, 31 rupee. So now percentage of total duty with respect to assessable value. Percentage of this with respect to assessable value is equal to 31%.
10 plus 1 plus 20 is 1.
Plus 20. 20 is IGST.
To understand the basics thoroughly, calculation is simple mathematical formula. No
IGST is
That's the reason I always say concepts are important. Calculations are very simple.
very simple, not even engineering mathematics level.
4 standard.
IGST is mandatory and GST is mandatory when we import.
When it is import, it is always IGST. No CGST, no SGST.
Irrespective of any state, it's IGST.
Irrespective of country.
It is not always 18%.
Rate may vary. Some cases 5%, some cases 0%. No, agriculture product, 0%. Who will tell you? Tariff. So this is how the computation is. I am sorry to say, industries are not following this. Their custom house agents are doing. They don't take pains to learn this technique, simple technique. And CHS are not qualified. Many times they are 10th dropout, 12th dropout. So they make mistake, industry makes a mistake. And then go for refund. Sir, अपन ने ज़्यादा pay किया, refund चाहिए. Refund मिलेगा, but then lot of pains you have to take. The simple thing. Look at the tariff, make the calculation, that's all. You can render this service as one of the deliverables of yours.
In some product, rubber product, I think 28% is VAT.
and rates change regularly. There are a lot of notifications. The government communicate to you through 1. Notifications, 2. Public notice, 3. Circular, 4. Trade notices, 5. Facility notice. 5 tools are there in the hands of government. They communicate to the industry, sir, changes are taking place. It is you have to make a note of what change is happening for your organization or your industry. Last year, 365 days, 883 such changes has been announced by the government. So in 365 days, 883 means per day, minimum 2 changes government has announced. Matlab 2 times policy change every day.
सर हम सोच रहे हैं वो जो कैलकुलेशन का वो जो हेल्प आपका मतलब लाइक यू आर ए कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंट वो इंडस्ट्री आपको पूछेगा वो सिविल इंजीनियर भी पूछेगा
नहीं, it is not cost accountant job. It is simple this thing. No, engineer can also do that. See, if my name is industry and whether you are cost accountant or chartered accountant or engineer, I will not look into it. I know that you know this. So I'll say, sir, give me the service.
You are a qualified person, you know this, you have certificates, specializations, तो कुछ जरूरत नहीं पड़ना सर.
ये mandatory तो है नहीं ना कि cost accountant only should do this, and you don't actually require cost accountant for this. क्या है मतलब इसमें? And for your information, whole cost accounting syllabus, foreign trade is absent. Absent. Chartered accounting syllabus, foreign trade is absent. Company secretary perspective, foreign trade is absent. It's a big failure of our education system. Big failure. You ask question to CAs about this. They are not aware of. Anyways, clear? So, customs tariff, then FEMA we talked about, and then SEZ Act. SEZ Act 2005 is all about special economic zones. We have learned during our program EOU and SEZ, not SEZ. Yeah. So it's a foreign territory as if, it's a foreign territory as if. So this territory is within country India, but if you supply to this territory, your product is called exported, or you have done exports of your products. So India, you have many places, special economic zones. In Maharashtra, you have place like Mumbai. Mumbai, you have a place like Sibs in Andheri. You might have heard the word suburb called Andheri. You have a special economic zone. Sibs is the name of the place. Sibs, SEEPZ. So you supply the goods from Pune to Mumbai, 120 kilometers, 150 kilometers. Your name is called exporter because you have supplied the goods to SEZ. Jaipur, you have a special economic zone. Yeah, Jaipur, you have a special economic zone. Then Noida, you have a special economic zone. Yeah. So many places, special economic zones are there. Yeah. In Rajasthan also, you have a special economic zone.
Sir, even if it is within the country, it will be called as export.
It will be called as export. It is called physical exports. So the meaning is whole country India, these pockets are called special economic zones. So you supply to them, they will export in turn to some foreign country. The concept is like this. So it is not direct export. So your product goes to overseas market not directly but through them. SEZ. Hence your name is called physical exports. So for that act has been made, that is called Special Economic Zone Act. So it so happen you get an inquiry from Special Economic Zone. Yeah, and they will say, sir, my name is Special Economic Zone. Then you say, what is great about that? Then he says, no, we are eligible for so many benefits. One of the benefit is, now we want material from you. I am based in Mumbai, you are based in Pune, but you don't charge GST to me because I am located in a special economic zone. They are eligible for this. We need to know this. supply to SEZ do not require GST. No need to add GST. So, while giving quotation to any client based in special economic zone, you will not add GST, hence you become competitive by GST component. Component if it is 5%, you are competitive by 5%.
Supplier will not give GST.
Yes, supplier will not charge GST.
GST.
So, use your supplier, I am customer, in your invoice you will say only basic. So, it is advantage, correct?
Then I can get the ITC by.
No, getting ITC is secondary, but not charging GST is something best, no. There is a difference between exemption and remission. You don't need to charge, so exemption. Remission means you charge and get refund.
That is more complex. Second
Complex.
is more complex.
Number two is, since supply to Mumbai from Pune is export, correct? You as a supplier, you are eligible for export assistance, export incentive you will get, export rewards you will get. You will get rewards. Supplying to a special economic zone, you will get a reward. So that is the additional advantage, because this is the export benefit. Who says so? Act says so. So that is the reason this whole topic is about to know various acts and rules related to exports, right? So the whole presentation, the slides is all about what have we talked about. We will not read these slides because the same thing is there, but these slides are available to you, later on you can go through. So this is Customs Act, collection, so all the things what we talked about for FEMA, Special Economic Zone, customs duty. So we talked about customs duty and computation of the duty. So different example has been taken, so that's additional information for you. Basic custom duty, then you have duty with respect to IGST, import general social welfare surcharge. So this is one example, different example, so you can look into it. So this is about taxes. Now second topic is now this is a special note we have made, the request of Prime Minister Narendra Modi Sahab. So this note I am going to share with you, it is there with IOV also. All parts of this note are not applicable, but important parts are there. I feel it's worth to share with you. So what is concept of value, terms used in common commercial parlance, what is Incoterms, concepts of taxes, approaches with respect to computing assessable value. So few topics we will look into it, especially last but one, that is custom valuation, determination of value of imported goods, rule 2007. Yeah, export rule will skip at the moment. Yeah, so few important topics. So as far as customs are concerned, as we talked about, assessment and examination are the two important aspects, right? So here there are two parts customs has declared. One is something called specific duty and ad valorem duty. The section, if you refer, is called specific duty. They say what is the product you want to import? You say, sir, banana. Okay, what is the value of banana? You say, sir, 1000 rupees, for example. They will say, we will charge you at the rate of 1% of 1000 rupees. So specific duty. Very few items are there where specific duties even today are charged by the customs. Yeah, and balance 99.9% cases ad valorem. Ad valorem is based on the value of the product, like the one we have done the calculation. Yeah, but these are the two methods how calculations are made in the customs as per the Customs Act. So as far as value is concerned, it is derived, the concept of value, as cost price and sales price. Yeah, So cost price and sales price are the two perspectives of any transaction or any value perspective, right? Then the documents what we talked about is the list available. We have already discussed like invoice, packing list, etc. So this list is available. Then various terms related to terms of delivery, the government will look into, the custom will look into, how you have done the transaction, how you have imported the goods from the supplier, whether X works, FOB value, CIF value, DDP value. So different terms, X works, free carrier, carriage paid to, paid to, then you have delivery at port, delivery at terminal, etc. So for that, to explain these different terms, there is a specific photograph. This is the photograph we have looked into during our course, the same photograph. So if you look at left to right, here is the exporter and here is the buyer, overseas buyer. So this case is a export case, correct? Suppose I want to supply the goods to you, you are based in Netherlands and I am based in India, Mumbai, correct? So what is best for me as an exporter? The best for me would be, I will say, sir, you dear buyer, you come to my country, take the delivery of the goods from my place, pay the money over here and do whatever you want. So in a way I am telling you, so two guide words always we have to remember. These two guide words are cost and second is risk. As an exporter I am saying, dear Netherlands based importer, you come to my place. So when you are coming to my place, it is whose risk? Your risk, correct? And it is whose cost? Your cost. I will say this is my product, I will hand over to you, give me 100 rupees here, then जो मर्जी आप करना है करो, नेदरलैंड्स लेके जाइए, यूके लेके जाइए, यहाँ डिस्ट्रॉय करिए, कुछ भी करिए, मुझे लेना देना नहीं है. तो all cost and risk is yours. So this is the best for any exporter in any country, which is called X works. So this is called X works. X works. W stands for works. And the last one, the highest risk and highest cost, because there are two guide words, is called DDP, delivery duty paid. So the last one आप देखेंगे, the last one is delivery duty paid. मतलब क्या है? As an exporter, he is a Netherlands based importer. He says, Vaibhav, if you want to do the business, you make the product first. Pack the product in Mumbai. Load the product on the ship. Let ship starts from Mumbai to place called Amsterdam, correct? Or Rotterdam, that is the name of the port. At Rotterdam, unload the goods. Take a local tempo or a kind of truck, load the goods in the truck. Bring it to my place in Netherlands. Unload the goods and give the goods delivery to me. Delivery duty paid. Notice whose cost? Exporter cost. Whose risk? Exporter risk. Is like DDP. DDP is similar to how you place an order for the pizza fellow.
Sir?
Pizza fellow, pizza.
At this
पिज़्ज़ा रहता है ना, तो पिज़्ज़े वाले को आप ऑर्डर करते हो तो
at the last moment if the customer will do नहीं वो तो हो पाएगा नहीं तो मटेरियल अच्छा नहीं है इसको ले जाइए वो क्या करेगा
नहीं your point is worth. After bringing the goods to him, he says that I don't want these goods, then there is a dispute.
at the balcony you will tell them
नहीं, agreed, हो सकता है, correct, you are right, but the moment he says no, there is a dispute. No, I will go to the arbitrator. It is agreed, no, because contract has been made. I will go to the arbitrator. He will give a solution that he has to take. He says, I don't accept. I will go to the second arbitrator because he has agreed for the second arbitrator. That also he says no. Then I will come to you, court of law in Singapore. I will take him to the court of law.
हम लोगों ने डिस्कशन किया था जैसे थोड़ी मना कर देगा कि भाई तुम
नहीं, मना कर सकता है, he can definitely do that, but there is a way forward how to tackle this kind of scenario or situation. And as a smart exporter, I will say, sir, as far as quality concerned, DDP is one term, बराबर है? But as a safety perspective, I will say, sir, please arrange third party inspection agency. You arrange an agency, he will come to Mumbai. Before I start the delivery of the goods, your third party inspection agency called SGS is a well known international agency carrying out inspection, SGS. Visit website of SGS. You can set up your business like SGS in India. No company is there like SGS in anywhere in the world. Like Ola, Uber. New concept? SGS is also new concept. Start your inspection house. Yeah, you are all engineers. You can do that. Inspection house, testing house in India. No, SGS only offer. 193 countries they are offering. Rates are exorbitant. Exorbitant का मतलब समझते हो? बहुत ही ज़्यादा है. So third party inspection. So I will say, sir, carry out third party inspection. You arrange the third party agency. He will come to my place. He will say, Vaibhav, product is okay, ready for dispatch. Tomorrow you should not make a complaint that quality is problematic. Safety perspective. ठीक છે? So this is DDP. Delivery prepaid. And in between जो भी terms है, the risk and cost is moderately less or high. Yeah. So depending upon the terms of delivery. Now what is the indirect tax perspective? So when you handle a valuation process, two types of taxes comes into picture. The first one is direct tax, second is the indirect tax. Direct tax and indirect tax. So what is direct tax? Income tax is the direct tax, correct? So first is the income tax. Now this income tax is dependent on so many things. Yeah, so many things. We will not go into depth of what is direct tax, how much is to charge, but just for your information, if your company is HUF, Hindu Undivided Family, if your company is private limited, if your company is a proprietorship, if your company is public limited, yeah, the rate of the tax may change, yeah, and tax is based on the profits, yeah, and profits has to be derived from your income or earning. So as a cost of content or as a simple formula that any business anywhere in the world you look at, when the business is earning something, this is called revenue. And when this revenue is earned per month, per 3 months, per 6 months, per 1 year, end of the year, it is called gross revenue or gross sales. Gross sales. From gross sales, the formula that I am going to share with you is very important formula. So from gross sales, you are going to subtract something called variable cost. Now you know what is variable cost. A cost which varies with respect to production and sales is called variable cost. Raw material cost is a variable cost. Packing material cost is a variable cost. So you subtract variable cost. What you get is contribution margin, CM. Anywhere in the world you go, the same logic is there, same logic. You get a CM. CM is contribution margin. In industry, we call this, or financial world, we call this is top line. Top line of my organization is CM. From CM, I am going to subtract fixed cost. Contribution margin, CM. Then fixed cost, gross revenue. Revenue, gross receipts, gross sale. Then fixed cost is cost of my employment cost, yeah, bank charges, salary, yeah, fixed cost. Then what I get is profits, correct? But these profits is before tax and depreciation. This is the profits before tax and depreciation. So PBT and depreciation, profits before tax and depreciation. Now from this you are going to subtract tax and depreciation. What you get is profit after tax and depreciation. Logical. Profit before tax minus tax is equal to profit after tax, which is also called in industry as net operating profit after
Tax and depreciation.
tax, which is called bottom line. This is called bottom line. This is how the structure
Net operating profit.
after tax and depreciation. So it's called NOPAT.
Gross revenue and net revenue.
Mm.
Gross revenue and net revenue.
So people, non-financial people use any term of their choice that is not authenticate. You have to use these terms. So it is always better when you are in international business, use the same term. The other person will respect you and he knows that you know the terms and terms of the trade. Yeah. If you say some different words, then he will immediately make out you are not from financial background. Yeah, that is risky. So when you are doing international business, it is trained. We are trained with AkzoNobel. When I was working with AkzoNobel for 12 years, we are trained how to use the terms. IIFT, they teach you this. Yeah, use the terms which trade understands and which is in line with the commercial or financial world. So NOPAT, net operating profit after tax. Huh? Bottom line. There's a bottom line. So here the direct tax picture comes. This tax, the one we talked about, is direct tax, income tax. Correct? It's an income tax. And indirect tax is whenever variable cost you are going to subtract. Variable cost is cost of raw material. Now, you imagine the raw material you have imported. You want to import the raw material. You are going to import the raw material. So customs will stop your imported raw material. They will ask you, sir, please pay the customs duty. Customs duty comes under indirect tax. We have calculated import duty. There we have calculated GST. GST is your indirect tax. So customs and GST are indirect tax, which you already pay. So in variable cost, raw material cost plus custom duty plus GST has been paid. So that cost is hidden in variable cost. It is hidden. It is added, incorporated already in variable cost.
कितना डायरेक्ट है
नीचे
किस वो तो कस्टम ड्यूटी जीएसटी वो तो साल गए वो तो डायरेक्ट टैक्स का कौन सा आएगा
बताइए.
इनकम टैक्स ओनली
आपके सामने ही है ना, टैक्स एंड डिप्रिसिएशन. दैट टैक्स इज इनकम टैक्स.
एंड डेप्रिसिएशन आल्सो
Depreciation is not a tax.
ओनली इनकम टैक्स
So, indirect tax and direct tax has impact on the valuation process. That is the bottom line. So how to compute assessable value? So we have already looked into what is assessable value. We have taken the example, if you recall, Shanghai and Mumbai. Now there is a specific section number 14 of Indian Customs Act, section number 14. It only talks about valuation. So valuation is derived from the section called section 14 Customs Act, 14 number, where they say transaction value is the important concept of valuation, transaction value. Now, Imagine my name is a custom officer, will play a role. My name is custom officer. And what is your name? Your name is importer. You come to me saying that, sir, we have imported certain goods. So I say, very good. So please pay now the import duty. So you say, I have calculated import duty of, let's say, 1 lakh rupee. I say, you prove that how you have calculated 1 lakh rupee. If I convince, I will accept 1 lakh rupee and I will allow your goods to go out of the charge. So you will go on telling me the story, sir, look, I have gone to UK, then I have purchased something, then I have paid something, and that is how I have computed the basic custom duty, then social welfare surcharge and IGST, and the value is coming 1 lakh. I say, now you prove, show me the documents. You say, I don't have documents. If you say, I don't have documents, I will not have reasons to believe on these stories. So custom officer wants documents to prove that you have performed that kind of activity. Correct? So what you have to provide to me is invoice. Correct? Without invoice, how can I believe on you? So that is the reason in law, Customs Act, section 14 says that a document has to be provided to the custom officer, and one word they have added, to the satisfaction of the custom officer. Submitting only documents is not that important, but to the satisfaction of the officer is important word. What is the meaning now? I'll explain to you. You say, my name is custom officer and your name is importer. You say, sir, this is the import invoice. Import invoice says 100 rupee is the amount I have paid to the supplier in UK for the purchase of the goods. I say, very fine. You have shown me the invoice. I say, how much insurance you have paid? You say, I have not paid the insurance. I say, why? You say, I am a risk bearer. I have taken the risk. Taking insurance policy or not, it's optional. I want to take the risk. कुछ भी होता तो मेरे ऊपर आता था ना, मैंने तो रिस्क ले लिया, कुछ नहीं हुआ, बराबर है ना? तो insurance I have not taken. Correct? I cannot force you that you have to take the insurance, that too from his company. I cannot do that. I am a government employee. So in law, the transaction value, the law says if insurance is not taken, then custom officer will charge at the rate 1.125% of the value at which they have purchased the goods as a deemed provision. Even if you have not taken the insurance, I will consider the rate is 1.125%. So how much the insurance value would be at the rate 1.125% of 100? 1 rupee 125 paisa. बराबर बेसिक वैल्यू ठीक है no for this is the provision in transaction insurance part, right? Now why I am doing this? Because my name is custom officer and my job is to compute the duty, and this duty is based on assessable value. So my job is to find out the right assessable value. You may lie. Yeah, you may lie. That is what law says. You may lie. I want to cross check. Then I will say, sir, you have imported the goods from London, correct? You say yes. I say, show me the freight rate. You must have paid the money to the air carrier or kind of sea vessels or a kind of ship. You must have paid. So show me the receipt that how much money you have paid. You will say that, sir, see, I have paid the money, but that document is misplaced. चोरी हो गया. You can say so. चोरी हो गया. मैंने रखा था बराबर, जेब में रखा था, गया वो किधर तो भी गुम हो गया. अभी क्या करें? मैं wait. If that is the case, I will consider the freight at the rate of 20% of this value. So this is 20 rupee. So how much it will be? 121 point. This is the value. I will say this is the assessable value. This is what the government GR resolution is there, GR is there, custom manual talks about this, transaction value mechanism is there. Correct? Now, as a smart valuer, what you are going to do, you are going to see that how much is the actual freight. If the actual freight is more than 20, you will request custom officer, sir, please go with the GR and take 20%, is 20 rupees. Actually, your value is 22 rupees. Actual insurance value is, let's say, 1.5 rupees. You will say, sir, insurance nikala nahi hai. So, me, who is a custom officer, I will consider 1.125%. So, you are helping your clients to save the transaction and you are making profits for them. So, you are beneficiary for sharing the profits. Got the logic? So, this is the law aspect, the transaction value.
So whether it is by sea or by air, this freight is estimated at 20%.
85% transactions are by sea. If it is air, it is always much more.
So that's what I'm wondering why it's
How will you prove it, sir? माने आपका फ्लाइट में इतना लगेगा आपको
See, what is your name? Your name is importer. You know how much you have paid?
अब इसका पास तो डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है.
डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है तो वो दे नहीं रहे. है और नहीं है वो मुझे मालूम नहीं है, आपको ही मालूम है ना.
This is all in section 14.
1/4.
पहले वो दिया नहीं इसलिए वो तो असेसमेंट
Consider.
Then when he will produce the document, then we will.
Is going back to the screen one. I don't know why. Valuation rules that we'll see in the next presentation. Yeah, therein I have explained in better way. So the custom valuation rules, there are 13 rules are there, 1-3. So we'll see in the next presentation. So and last one is custom valuation rules for export. So export is not the today's topic. This is for the next
These all
program.
we get in the custom act.
This is custom act only.
Total how many pages that custom act?
698.
6.
But it is of related party cross-border transaction. So while learning this presentation, there are two parts pending for the today's agenda. This is the one presentation, and after this we will talk about the case studies. Yeah. So this presentation will talk about the customs valuation rules 2007. We'll take 5 minutes break and then we'll start.
Yes. We can have tea meanwhile.
Tea I don't know. Tea अभी active management. हाँ अभी ये चालू हो गए 2 साल हो गए. What they feel, or entrepreneurs in India, what they feel, we will start a business in Emirates, Ras Al Khaimah, then Ajman. And it's a free. There is no tax involved, and we'll set up the operations there. But we'll do business from here. Only billing we will do it from there. So there's no taxes there. So gone those days. It's not like that. So department is raising the show cause notices. Please come forward and inform how you are carrying out this business. Do you have business passports, residence passports for that location? Answer is no. Then how you do the business? Show me your passport, show me your visas, show me the tickets. So more than 180 days you are there in India. More than 90%, more than 90% invoices has been made from here, but location PO box you are giving from Dubai. So how it is possible? You are forwarding goods from India to Canada, but related party cross border transaction. ये भाई साहब तो he may miss. No problem. So the name itself talks about when there are two companies who has a relation with each other, how valuation is going to take place. That is the single most challenging perspective as far as import is concerned. So, first of all, please note this topic is exclusively for import, nothing to do with export. So, your name is importer, you are importing goods from a supplier who is overseas supplier, and you have a relation with that supplier, you are eligible or you are applicable for cross border valuation. So, you may ask questions, so what do you mean by relation? So, what do you mean by relation and how you will say that the supplier is related? Yeah. So, there are 5 different types of relations the law has prescribed. The supplier is having blood relation with you, father, son, daughter, father kind of. So, relation, that is a blood relation. Number 2 is the parent company and subsidiary company. So, is my parent company, subsidiary company. You might have heard the word called WOS, wholly owned subsidiary. Yeah. So, here the percentage of shares, the distribution takes place 51%, 49%, something like that, or 99%, 1%, wholly owned subsidiary, that is a relation. Third is employer-employee kind of relation, employer and employee, yeah, or could be the supplier is the director of the company, purchase director, and my name is importer, so I don't have choice but to listen to my boss, yeah. So, relation is that way, huh?
Common director.
Common directors,
In India and outside.
correct. So,
Direct.
those relations are there. So, what we are going to talk in the agenda, certain basics, then business potential. So, business potential is one where each and every multinational company in India has to comply this valuation. There is no option. And believe in me, 98% companies, they don't understand what to do and what not to do. And this is the global concept. This special valuation name may change, but internationally each and every country is requiring this kind of compliance. So, as you see on the board, if it is a MNC company, it's a must for you. It's a must for you. Related to income tax and related to customs duty. So, direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax and indirect tax. Related to direct tax, transfer pricing, short form is TP, and special valuation branch. These two things are must. If your name is MNC, you have to do, no option. TP, that is transfer pricing audit. TP is transfer pricing audit, is must for you, and it is done only by chartered accountants. Only CA, no cost accountant, no company secretary, only CA is the rule of the land. And SVB is related to in case of imports administered by customs department, administered by customs, correct. Now, I will explain this concept first on board. It's a simple mathematical concept. Once you understand this concept, 80% job is over.
SVB means?
Special valuation branch. Let's say there are two companies, A and B, both are having relation with each other, right? A is Indian company, B is the overseas company. So, B is exporting goods to India or A is importing goods from B, something like that. Now, the product is any product of your choice and the fair price of the product is, let us say, 100 rupees, fair price. So, the price which a unrelated seller is offering to unrelated buyer, that is fair price, unrelated, there is no relation. If he comes to my shop saying that Vaibhav, give me the pen, I will charge the price including my profit. We don't have relation. But if he is a relation, he is my friend, I will say okay, 10% profit. He is my father, I say free of cost. So, you see the effect of relation. So, unrelated seller and buyer, the price charged is fair price. Imagine the product fair price is 100. Now, I am explaining the concept, what is SVB and what is this concept, why this concept is very important, not domestically India, but internationally. Now, Imagine the relation, because of relation how the prices has affected and why income tax department and customs departments are not happy with the transactions which trade is doing. Departments are not happy. Why? Look at the board, especially in case of related party, MNC companies. So fair price is 100, but now the companies are related, A and B has relation with each other. If 100 rupees the basic price, there are three options. A is supplying the goods to B at rate, let's say 50. It is under invoice. Second possibility, 100 fair price. And third is above 100, 150 rupees, that is over invoice. Only three possibilities: less than fair, more than fair, equal to fair. So if it is 50 first, let's look at how income tax and how customs will look at. We know what is the basic formula of profitability statement. Gross revenue minus variable cost is equal to contribution margin. From contribution margin you subtract fixed cost, you get the something called profit before tax and depreciation, less tax depreciation, you get no PAT. We know that formula. Suppose 50 rupees is the under invoice price. So gross sale minus variable cost. Now variable cost ideally it is 100. But you are charging 50, so that is under invoice. So because you are charging less, your contribution margin will go up. If contribution margin go up, maintaining fixed cost as it is, your profit before tax goes up. If profit goes up, your tax will also go up. This tax is income tax, so I will write IT. If income tax goes up, Central Board of Direct Taxes is happy because they get more taxes. So if it is under invoice, Central Board of Direct Taxes is happy. Happy, खुश है, बहुत टैक्स मिल गया.
ज़्यादा टैक्स ले लिया ना, क्योंकि वो टोटल 50 रुपीज़ हो गया अंडर इनवॉइस.
आप बताइए. This you just explain to him.
उन्होंने वहाँ से भेजा, वहाँ तक सप्लाई भेजी अपने इंडियन बायर को 50 रुपीज़ पे, या वो रिलेटेड पार्टीज. तो 50 रुपीज़ की अगर उसको परचेज हुई है और वो बेस तो एक्स प्राइस पर आता है 200 बेस 100 जो भी है उसका, तो उसका गेन हायर हो गया ना, प्रॉफिट उसको ज़्यादा हो गया,
मार्जिन
सब कुछ जाने के बाद मार्जिन उसको ज़्यादा मिल रहा है,
तो उसका टैक्स रेट ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. टैक्स ज़्यादा लगेगा.
नहीं समझ में. नहीं, दूसरा कोई तो बताइए, इनका लैंग्वेज आप बताइए. यू हैव अंडरस्टूड ना, बताइए.
सर बोल रहे हैं कि
उधर जाइए, उधर.
एक पेन का कॉस्ट 100 रुपीज है, ठीक है.
उधर जाइए, उधर बताइए. बिकम्स इजी फॉर हिम टू अंडरस्टैंड. आपको ये फॉन्ट कम लग रहा है क्या? दिख नहीं रहा है क्या? दिख रहा है. बताइए.
एक पेन का जो फेयर मार्केट वैल्यू है, प्राइस है, फेयर मार्केट 100 रुपया है. मान लीजिए आप उसको अंडर वैल्यू यानी कि नीचे कम में बेचना चाहते हैं.
बेचना नहीं चाहते, हम भी खाए.
हाँ, 50 है, ठीक है. तो ये क्या हो गया, जो आपका प्रॉफिट है वो क्या ज्यादा हो गया, जो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट
सब कैसे नहीं सर, वो जो आपका जो बढ़िया था पता है,
अब वो कोई ऐसा चलाता है.
यार सर एक मिनट.
हाँ,
यार द ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू माइनस सी,
ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू लिख दीजिए कितना है.
ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू माइनस
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट.
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज द कंट्रीब्यूशन
सी
कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन
CM minus
फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट.
FC is the
खाली हम GR लिखिए
यहाँ से 50 है ना?
नहीं नहीं, that is not 50. 50 is the price, no?
यहाँ कहाँ से कौन सा ये 50 होगा? कौन सा वो तो जो लिखा हुआ है कौन सा 50?
हाँ बताइए आप बताइए आप.
तो कहाँ से कौन सा आइटम 50 होगा? ग्रॉस रेट क्या होगा?
ग्रॉस सेल प्राइस वही ग्रॉस रेट.
ग्रॉस रेट जो 50 रुपीज डिक्लेयर हुआ है सर अंडर इनवर्स वैल्यू
वो
वो कहाँ से
50 है ग्रॉस
नहीं तो सर मना क्या है?
वो नहीं. Who wants to answer? Otherwise I will answer. बिकॉज ये लॉजिक समझ में नहीं आया तो कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा आगे.
हाँ तो सर कैसे इसको
नहीं नहीं, योर क्वेश्चन इज करेक्ट. आई एम आस्किंग द ग्रुप प्लीज एक्सप्लेन. इफ नॉट आई विल एक्सप्लेन. हाँ
देखिए ग्रॉस को आप 100 डालिए वहाँ पे.
हाँ इसको 100
आप उसमें ना वेरिएबल कॉस्ट डालिए.
वेरिएबल कॉस्ट मान
IGST है.
मान लीजिए प्रॉफिट इसका
नहीं, नहीं,
हाँ मान लीजिए प्रॉफिट
नहीं नहीं नहीं, you will confuse and you will confuse others also. So I will explain. बैठिए. ये फॉर्मूला इज करेक्ट. हाँ, दिस फॉर्मूला इज करेक्ट. बैठिए. What we are discussing is an arbitrary case where A and B are the companies. B is importer in India, A is the overseas supplier. The fair price of the product, assuming A and B are not related, unrelated, तो fair price 100 रुपए है, fair price. तो B is importing the goods from the A will charge 100 rupees. He has to pay 100 rupees. It's a fair price. It's a normal scenario. Okay. Now we will see the scenario under the heading called related party. Now relation exists, and because of relation, A is asking B the price which is less than the fair price, which is 50 under invoice, case 1. तो import की जो price है, ये price of raw material है. Sale जो है वो company B is going to sell the product using purchasing the goods from A. B is a Indian company who is a manufacturer of the products, but for that raw material is purchased from A, correct? So A is the variable cost. ये जो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है वो 50 कंसिडर हुई है, करेक्ट. सो ग्रॉस सेल इज ग्रॉस सेल, दैट इज बीज सेल. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल. इंस्टेड ऑफ 100 नाउ इट इज 50, करेक्ट. सो इफ इट इज 100 देन कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन वुड बी लेस इन कंपैरिजन विथ. नो, यू लिसन द वे आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग. लॉजिक जब तक नहीं आएगा ना समझ में तो आप कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. सी देयर आर टू सिनारियोज. सिनारियो 1 इज देयर इज नो रिलेशन एंड सिनारियो 2 इज देयर इज अ रिलेशन. इफ सिनारियो 1 इज नो रिलेशन, फ्रॉम ग्रॉस सेल 100 रुपी हैज टू बी सब्ट्रैक्टेड, फेयर प्राइस. अभी ग्रॉस सेल जस्ट फॉर हाइपोथेटिकल पर्पज, ग्रॉस सेल यू कंसिडर एज 1000 रुपी. ग्रॉस सेल इज ऑफ सेल ऑफ बी, ग्रॉस सेल, बराबर है. 1000 रुपये का सेल है, उसमें 100 रुपया कट करेंगे तो 900 रुपये अपना आ गया कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन. कभी जब भी रिलेशन नहीं है तभी. अभी रिलेशन है तो 1000 माइनस 50 आंसर आ गया 950. तो कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन बढ़ गया कि नहीं? क्यों बढ़ गया? बिकॉज दिस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट फ्रॉम 100 to 50 हो गया, अंडर इनवॉइस होगी, इसलिए कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन बढ़ गया. कम हो गया, अंडर इनवॉइस हो गया तो कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन बढ़ गया. इट्स अ सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स.
Variation contribution is the raw material and the packing material.
हाँ,
It is the variation material.
तो पैकिंग मटेरियल का कॉस्ट सेम रहने दो. एक तो कॉस्ट कम हो गया तो कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन बढ़ने वाला है ना. इसे सब्ट्रैक्शन.
रियली वो तो पेपर में इसको 50 हो गया ना, वो तो जो 50 अंडर इन्वेस्ट तो पेपर में रियली तो
रियली पे हो गया ना. रियली बिकॉज ऑफ रिलेशन तो प्राइस कम कर दिया. यू हैव अंडरस्टूड?
Let's go by the method. This is the gross sale. Okay? So this is the price which is based on 100 rupees. That is a fair price. Okay? Now FC is a fixed cost. Whether you sell when you buy at 50 or buy at 100, it's a fixed cost. So this is, let us say
A.
assuming A. So when you have bought it at 100, okay, then your costume, the CM will be lower than when you buy at 50. If you buy at 100,
50 is the variable cost.
50 is the import cost.
No, no, yes, the import cost नहीं, ये तो variable cost है।
तो ये
नहीं नहीं नहीं
मेटेरियल की कॉस्ट है ना।
है ना, आपका जो हम proposal
आप
है,
150 में मत रुकिए। मान लीजिए आप एक सामान
वो
को
एक
इंपोर्ट कर
example
रहे
है,
हैं।
वो 150 छोड़ दीजिए।
आप अगर इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं
रेफरेंस हमारा है 100 is a fair price. Actual price होना चाहिए
actual
100.
price 100.
Okay. Now he is not buying it at 100, he is buying it at 50.
तो उसके ड्यूटी घट गई ना
वो
सर।
बाप बेटा
ड्यूटी होगी अभी।
बाप
नहीं,
बेटे
नहीं,
बेटे को
सर,
50 में
सर, एक मिनट। पहले एक मैंने जो तीन फिगर दिया है, 50 is the under invoice, 100 is the fair invoice,
Price.
fair price, 150 is the
Over invoice.
and 100 में इसी को एनालिसिस कर दीजिए। देन ये जो
नहीं,
GR
100
minus
नहीं करता है।
हैं?
नहीं वो सेल अलग चीज है। नहीं वो बोल रहे हैं 100 में एनालिसिस करने से मुझे समझ में आ जाएगा कि 50 में
ठीक है, ठीक है।
50 और 150 में क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, इसी का बोल रहे हैं।
Now, just this is a common size statement in accountancy we say. There are three scenarios: under invoice, fair price, over invoice. Under invoice is import price is 50, fair price is import price is 100, over invoice import price is 150. Import price is price of import, so that is always variable cost, always variable cost. So gross sale minus 50, gross sale minus 50 is contribution margin 1. Gross sale minus 100, contribution margin 2. Gross sale minus 150 is contribution margin 3. Gross sale is the sale, total sale made by the company by selling all their finished goods. This is raw material, finished goods. And now you compare CM1. CM1 is always high than CM2. And CM2 is always high with respect to CM3.
GS is constant.
Because GS is constant. Gross sale is constant.
And 0
what issue he has is
हाँ
सर 50 minus 50 0, 100 minus 100
सुनिए
ये 50 कहाँ है, ये ग्रॉस सेल है.
50 is import cost. It is not sell price. It is
Import cost and price is different. This is sale price, sale. विक्री आप करेंगे ना, बेचेंगे तभी सेल होगा.
So let us say GS is 200.
हाँ, GS is 200 करेंगे.
GS is 200.
Suppose this is 200. So 200 minus 50 is 150. 200 minus 100 is 100. And 200 minus 150 is 50. So 150 is more than 100, 100 is more than 50.
Sir, why he is getting confused? I got it. The problem is he is thinking that
हाँ, GS is same.
import cost and sell price is same. I mean,
हाँ,
that is what he is getting.
आपको पहले जो
That is why
हाँ,
he is getting.
ठीक है. But now it's clear. Now you can explain again. आप explain कर सकते हो वापस. So you go with now first case 50, बराबर है. So now because of under invoice, your contribution margin is high. High in comparison with this. High in comparison with this. Correct? A relativity है, relative. So because contribution margin is high, your fixed cost is again common for all. Your profit before tax is high in comparison with this profit before tax, and hence tax would be very high because your profits are high. So one sentence you can write in case of under invoice. If A is supplying goods to B, both are related parties. Both are related parties. When A is supplying the goods to B, look at the board. A is supplying the goods to B, both are related parties. If A wants to supply at under invoice, B has to pay more taxes, that is income tax more. Correct? So, Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT is very very happy in case of under invoice related party transaction. Under invoice है तो CBDT is happy because वो उनको पैसा बहुत मिल रहा है.
तो वो क्यों करेगा?
हाँ?
वो प्रोसेस क्यों होगा? वो
नहीं, these are the scenarios. क्यों करेगा ये नहीं है, ये सिनारियोज है, जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड यू द कॉन्सेप्ट. पहले कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लीजिए, फिर आप सोचना चालू कीजिए. कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लीजिए, आप सोचते ज़्यादा हो, आप लॉयर हो ना. हाँ, पहले कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लीजिए. देन लुक एट दिस सिनारियो. यहाँ देखिए लॉयर साहब, ये 150 है, मतलब ए एंड बी का ट्रांजैक्शन है, बोथ आर रिलेटेड पार्टी, बट ए इज ओवर इनवॉइसिंग बी. 100 रुपया is fair price, but he is saying that because of relation, let me charge you high amount, 150. So because of 150, contribution margin is less in comparison with this. If contribution margin is less, profit before tax is also less. Hence, tax is also less in comparison with balance. So income tax department, Central Board of Direct Taxes, this department is not happy. क्योंकि अगर अंदर इन्वॉइस करते तो बहुत पैसा मिलता था, टैक्स ज़्यादा मिलता था. अभी टैक्स बहुत कम मिल रहा है बिकॉज ओवर इन्वॉइस हो गए. बराबर है? नाउ यू आर क्लियर? लेट्स टेक सेकंड स्टेप. लुक एट द फर्स्ट वन. हियर इट इज 50. लुक एट द बोर्ड, नॉट टू मी. लुक एट द बोर्ड. हियर इज 50. 50 is the import price. Because import price is 50, the rate of duty at the rate of customs duty is 30%. Customs duty is 30%. 30% of 50 is 15 rupees. तो custom duty is only 15 rupees. यहाँ custom duty कितना होगा at the rate of 30%? 30 rupees. And यहाँ custom duty होगी at the rate of 30% is 45 rupees. So here the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs CBIC is not happy. Not happy. क्यों? Because in comparison with this, they are getting less amount. Income tax is happy. Look at the board. Under invoice, income tax is happy, but custom is not at all happy. Here, because of 150, 45 rupees is the tax, custom. So custom is very happy. Not only happy, very happy. And यहाँ both the departments, direct taxes and customs, they are adequately happy. मतलब कम भी नहीं है, ज़्यादा भी नहीं है, बैलेंस है, ठीक ठाक है. Because this is a fair price. And hence all valuers are asked during exam or during valuation, compute fair price. Why? Because of the taxation. Now, if you have understood this, next statement is important. You do undervaluation, look at me, undervaluation, or you do overvaluation. Both the departments, that is income tax and customs, are not at all happy. Both are not happy. Either of the department is happy. Undervaluation है तो एक department happy है, दूसरा unhappy है. Overvaluation करेंगे तो दूसरा वाला happy है, पहला वाला unhappy है. So this hand position is called arm's length transaction or arm's length pricing. Short form is ALP. Exam question comes. ALP means what? Arm's length pricing. And this concept is connected with special valuation processes. So as a valuer, I have to do the valuation called fair price so that both the departments should be adequately happy. I cannot make both the departments extremely happy. Yeah, and my job is not to make both the departments extremely unhappy. And I also cannot say that one department is happy, another department is unhappy. That is also not accepted. So job is to find out the fair price. And hence, it is important that during this special valuation branch, because special valuation branch only deals with customs, not income tax, only customs. So we are now going to concentrate only custom perspective of arm's length pricing. If you say, sir, if we think arm's length pricing from income tax point of view, what is it called? I have mentioned to you TP, transfer pricing. So one coin, one side of the coin is called TP, another side of the coin is called SVB. TP is income tax, SVB is customs. तो कोई भी आप चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के पास जाइए, आपका क्वेश्चन था सर कैसे चालू करें, कोई भी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के पास जाइए हु इज हैविंग मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज, ही इज डूइंग टीपी, तो उनको बोलिए सर आप टीपी कर रहे हो, मैं एसवीबी करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, ही विल गिव यू रेड कारपेट बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव एक्सेस। वो बंदा ढूंढ ही रहा है, कौन करेगा मुझे ये करके देगा, उनके पास तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के पास। आप पूछ लीजिए, आपके फ्रेंड को कॉल करिए जो हु इज डूइंग टीपी काइंड ऑफ वर्क, सर एसवीबी आपके यहाँ कौन करता है, बोला नहीं मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ यार, आप कर रहे हैं क्या? सो दैट इज इमीडिएट वर्क यू कैन स्टार्ट एसवीबी, बट आपने अभी सीखा नहीं तो मैं सिखाऊंगा अभी। सो द एसवीबी वर्क इज दैट पोटेंशियल, ईच एंड एवरी मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी who is in the business of import from related party has to, you ask the CFO, many CFO says I don't know, करते नहीं, आपने को पता नहीं, हमारे CHO को पता है, करते भी नहीं है, मालूम भी नहीं है, and one fine day end of 3 years 4 years they will get a notice from the SVB, we have came to know that you are purchasing from the related party and there is no SVB compliance of yours, so why we should not raise a show cause notice on you, and then फिर चालू होते हैं, बाप रे काम चालू, प्रेशर बढ़ जाता है, इधर तक आता है।
Sir, here's one thing related to this. As valuers, we need to know the fair price. Fair price हमको पता होना चाहिए for almost most of the products.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है।
Then how can we know whether it is?
So that is the reason I am here to explain. That is a challenge. How to compute? वो तो मैं सिखाऊंगा आपको।
Know that it is undervaluation.
नहीं, but see, when you take up the assignment, you neither know whether it is under invoice, you neither are aware that it's a over invoice. You have to first compute what is the fair price, and then you can decide so far you are doing under invoice or over invoicing. So computation of fair price will help you to decide whatever the practice the industry is doing so far is under or over invoicing. You cannot directly blame, no, कि like sir you are doing under invoicing or over invoicing. But company के CFO को पता है कि हम लोग under invoicing कर रहे हैं क्या over invoicing कर रहे हैं. Custom also knows, because see, any product you think of, you are not the only one who is importing this product. Telephone, for example, you are importing. What is the normal price you feel that telephone, this handset intercom will be?
900 rupees, 800,
Correct? But you as a custom officer knows that 900, 1000 roughly, but someone is importing at only 50 rupees. You will have doubt. And someone is importing at 5000 rupees. That time also you have doubt. So product, any product has some range. Yeah. If it's a Cisco phone, Cisco you must be aware, Cisco, that will be expensive. Yeah, but not 50. So, and customs has database, I have mentioned to you, a kind of Kolkata based organization who is into this kind of EDI processes. This company who is doing complete intelligence process, they have all the data with respect to any product you choose, any product. That is the reason it's called PMV, present market value of the product. So government asks you, what is the present market value of this product? Your value you have declared. So it has to be within the same range. I will ask you the question, my name is custom officer, you are importing umbrellas. I say, sir, your umbrella cost is very less. Why? You say, sir, dear government, you are checking the rate for the normal transaction. I am importing 10 crore umbrellas every alternate day. So my price will be always less than the market, because it's a huge import I am doing, 10 lakh, 10 crore every alternate day. So you are the biggest importer probably. So your price has to be less. Reliance, polypropylene, they import big way. So their price is very, very less in comparison with the normal market. Because of the huge volume, huge trade discounts. But because of relation, you are importing hardly 10 umbrellas and your price is less than the market price. How it is possible? So I will see who is your supplier's name. What is your supplier's name? And for that information, Mumbai is the only place in country India where there is a building called New customs house. This building is located at there is a place called South Mumbai, Ballard Estate. Ballard Estate. 8th floor of this building, you have department called SIIB. S for Special Investigation Intelligence Bureau. SIIB, Special Investigation Intelligence Bureau. There are 2,500 people are working in this department, government employees. Their job is to scan postmortem of data filed by Indian importers and exporters. Every day, 3 shifts the operation works. 3 shifts. So the notice says what you get from DRI. Now I cannot tell you the internal, I am part of ED. Officially I cannot tell you that, but that work is going on 3 shifts per processes. So data gets scanned, data gets checked, data gets analyzed, data gets filtered, and conclusions are made and notices get sent.
We have one imported hydraulic power plant. In that same model, but another version is also there, documentation. That cost is almost double because their software is there and data recording system is there. In that case, custom asks why this price is high.
Outcome of SIB.
Yes. Because regular model.
But as an importer, you don't know who has done that and why this information has come. So first a letter to you from the custom would be a polite letter. Sir, we have understood that you have imported this material from so and so date under bill of entry so and so. So we want to understand why this price is so less or so high.
Yes. After explanation they agree, but we need to
Because the people over there may or may not have technical background.
because what happened, the software addition is not much more different. That is on panel. तो वो मालूम नहीं पड़ता था बाहर से कि इसमें difference है करके.
Because as a custom empaneled chartered engineer and custom empaneled valuer, we have double role to play over there. So many times the inquiry come from SIB to me saying that we have identified few cases which are under suspense. So please come and help us. So as an advisor, my job is to advise them. Many products are there where double meanings are there, double meanings. And people may get confused. Double meaning means someone is importing, let's say, a screwdriver and a tester. And they classify screwdriver as a mechanical device. And tester is also mechanical device. Because tester, if you define as a mechanical device, import duty is less. But tester is not a mechanical device, it's an electrical device to check the current is there or not. If it is electrical device, duty is more. But who knows that this is a mechanical device and it's an electrical device and not mechanical device? Engineer will only understand. Yeah, that too with electrical or electronic engineer will understand. A tester is a device, is an electrical device. But it's a layman's perspective. We normally go to the market and purchase the tester. So normally everyone knows. But there are specific cases where that discipline engineer only understands the meaning of that and right classification of that. So that's the reason.
Hand tools that screw, because we also procuring that dog screwdriver and that.
So if Siemens is importing screwdrivers, they will define as a mechanical device. But Siemens is importing tester, they should define under the electrical device, because Siemens is electrical company. Crompton Greaves is electrical company. Usha Appliances is the electric company. So all they should mention electrical device, not mechanical device. So that's the reason. Anyway, so coming back to the SVB, so SVB is connected only with respect to import, which first note, not for export. And SVB is connected with related parties only. If there is a relation between two parties, then only SVB picture comes into picture. Now you will ask few basic questions. Sir, if I don't inform to the custom that I have a relation with the overseas supplier, how custom will come to know that there is a relation? My name is A and supplier's name is B. Is altogether different. If I say my name is a company called IBM India and supplier's name is IBM US, then from name perspective one can easily identify that there is a relation. But if my name is A and supplier's name is B, how you will come to know that the relation? So customs ask you while importing any goods in India to file the bill of entry. You know that, right? It's a declaration document. And in that declaration document, customs make it compulsory for you to mention, do you have relation with overseas supplier? You have to answer yes or no. It is a declaration. You have to mention. We are not forcing you. Me as a customer, I am not forcing you. You have to mention. If you say yes, I will send your file to SVB department. My name is Commissioner Customs. I will send the file. I am not empowered to do valuation of yours because you say relation is there. So in any bill of entry you open, top right hand side, there is a specific question. Do you have relation with the overseas supplier? If you say yes, my name is Commissioner, I will forward your file to SVB. But relation is there and purposefully or by mistake you mention no, I will not send the file to SVB. But later on if it is found that the relation exists, so all the bill of entries where you have mentioned no instead of yes, you will be charged fine and penalty, and fine and penalty would be 3.5 times the value of the goods, that is CIF value, times interest rate would be 18% interest per annum. It's very simple. Now, to prove that the relations exist by and between the parties, okay, the custom valuation rules which are going to see now, there are 13 rules has been given. You are requested, because you cannot say that I am not aware of the law. When you are doing business, you have to know the law. You cannot say, यार मेरे को तो मालूम नहीं मोटर व्हीकल एक्ट है कि लेफ्ट साइड से चलाना है गाड़ी, मैं तो राइट साइड से चल रहा था, मैंने तो पढ़ा ही नहीं है, तो मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है. That we cannot say. Ignorance of law is crime. So same case applies here. So if you declare that I don't have relation with the overseas supplier, then the situation goes little further. During assessment and examination, my name is custom officer, right? So I will check your invoice, and if it is found the name per purpose, if it is same, that is a easy task to find out whether the relation is there or not. Like I mentioned, IFB India and IFB US, or IBM India and IBM US. But second is, during the assessment, my name is custom officer, assessing officer. The assessing officer, the pattern is the lowermost is called dealing hand. Then little higher position is superintendent. Above him it is called assistant commissioner. Above him it is called deputy commissioner. Then you have a joint commissioner, additional commissioner and commissioner. So this is the organogram structure of customs. So when the amount of duty is hardly 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, the file will not go to the commissioner level. It will go to the assistant commissioner and that's all. But if the amount goes up and up, so checking is must. Yeah. Now in the assessment, let's say I am not technically sound, I am assistant commissioner, I am not technically sound. So I have passed the file, everything is okay. Yeah. And that file goes to audit department. That is, the custom has audit department. During audit, now audit people having age probably to the tune of 50 plus. They are going to retire probably 8 years after that. So they have a vast number of years of experience in customs. They can easily make out. They will search this website of the supplier, and from website, especially international companies, they always mention in the contact us column where we have branches, linkages kind of. They do simple Google and find out whether they have a presence in India or not. SIIB department has same similar job, audit also and SIB also. Further, as I mentioned to you, if you recall, Dun and Bradstreet is a kind of international market intelligence agencies. Government of India is taking services from them. All importers list goes to Dun and Bradstreet asking that inform us, is there any relation of any Indian company with overseas company, draw the tree diagram. So a tree diagram aata hai, alphabetically. So there are many ways to find out, and that is very quick, because governments wants to increase the revenue. Who is willful default is the word, right word, who is defaulting purposefully, penalty and fine is one of the revenue. Yeah, but now we are here to understand the positive part of the law. We are learning how to avoid is not the purpose. I am a teacher, so I should tell you the best part and the right part, right? So special valuation is the process. Now this logic and mathematics you have understood. So we will proceed further. क्या हो गया? क्यों?
क्वेश्चन बन
बंद है?
चार्जिंग खत्म हो जाएगा.
इसका चार्जर नहीं है? So need for custom valuation that we talked about. Why need is there? Because there is a relation between two parties, A and B. So custom valuation rules 2007 is the right valuation rules against which valuation will be carried out. So what are the standard practices is in international trade, values are different and based on internal and external factors. So there could be discounts bind between the parties. So A party can give discount to the B, trade discounts. There could be subsidies will be available. Regional trade agreements and preferential trade agreements, because of agreements the value of the duty will come down. So that is another angle. Then if the goods are coming by air or the same goods are coming by sea, the value may be changed. Yeah, sometimes it so happen that there is an urgent requirement of Indian importer. So he will say to the supplier, sir, please don't send the goods by sea, send the goods by air. So same goods are there, but value is going up. So customs should not raise the question that why the value has been more. Yeah, because it is imported by the air, so value has gone up. Third would be to avoid any ambiguity. So trade parlance is there. So as I mentioned, the difference between a screwdriver and the tester, there is ambiguity. Ambiguity is like a normal person who don't understand technicals, he may say the tester, he may say, but his name is Siemens, then it has to be tester only and it has to be electrical device only. And last one is arm's length pricing. Arm's length pricing is because relation is exists, you cannot do under invoicing and over invoicing. It is purely banned and prohibited activity. So custom job is to do the assessable value computation. Whatever you say, custom is will not accept as it is. They will carry out their own study and then they will accept. Especially in case of related party transaction, custom will not blindly accept whatever you declare. Transaction value of the customs, they will always check. Show me your freight amount you have paid. Show me your insurance amount which you have paid as a premium. They will demand the document. Yeah. And in case of high sea sale transaction, so sale in transit, they will always check. Exchange rate, they will always see what you have covered, because customs declare, as I mentioned to you, every month exchange rate. So they check whether you have taken the same rate or different rate. Then valuation rules, are you following the valuation rules? So what are those valuation rules we are going to study today? The 13 valuation rules are there. Which rule you are referring to compute the value band between the parties? Yeah. So what are those rules we will see very soon. CIF value is to be considered as assessable value, CIF value. So we have looked into the base of duties is CIF. Yeah. Additions to the assessable value. So there could be additions with respect to assessable value. So what additions? Commissions. Sometimes commissions you pay. So when you import the goods, there is a situation that your name is supplier and my name is importer. Yeah, but we appoint him as a commission agent. He has appointed you or he has found out you. So I need to pay some commission to him. Yeah, and he is a overseas commission agent. So that commission is also addition. Commission amount is also an addition for computation of assessable value. So CIF means cost, insurance, freight plus commission. Along with commission, what else is the packing cost, value of goods and tooling cost, design engineering cost, royalty. Sometimes royalty also has to be paid. Yeah, royalty, patent, insurance, transportation up to port, ship demurrages. So there are few things which needs to be added as additional things in computational. Demurrage means the ship has come to the port, but unloading has not taken place. Why? Because there is a heavy traffic. अपन ट्रैफिक में फंस जाते हैं ना, बॉम्बे दिल्ली में फंस जाते हैं, वैसे शिप भी फंस जाती है.
इंश्योरेंस कवरेज होगा?
इंश्योरेंस तो अलग चीज़ है, बट शिप अगर फंस जाती है तो गुड्स अनलोड नहीं होती. अगर गुड्स अनलोड नहीं होती तो शिपिंग कंपनी सेज बिकॉज ऑफ यूर पोर्ट कंजेशन, इट्स कॉल्ड कंजेशन, यूर पोर्ट कंजेशन, व्हाई शुड आई मेक लॉसेस? बिकॉज जैसे 2 दिन आपके यहाँ शिप अगर अटक जाती है, मतलब कुछ मटेरियल मूवमेंट ही नहीं होती है, तो हमारा तो बिजनेस लॉस है. तो दैट बिजनेस लॉस विल कॉम्पेंसेट फ्रॉम यू. यू मीन्स इंपोर्टर्स. कई बार क्या होता है कि पोर्ट्स जो है वहाँ ड्राफ्ट कम होती है. ड्राफ्ट मीन्स द डेप्थ, and because depth is less, big ships cannot come to the port. It has to wait say 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers from the port, and feeder vessels are used to transport the containers from mother vessels to feeder vessels. Feeder vessel आती है and material दे देती है. So for that mother vessel has to wait. That waiting charges will be recovered from the importer. That has added. So interest, demurrages, addition of software, computer software, that is some additions has to be carried out in the valuation process. Method of valuation of customs, that is as per the rules. Transaction value are not to be considered. Exchange rate as per the defined by the board, that is every month the rate has been declared. Methods of valuation again by the board. Yes, these are the rules. So there are 13 rules. The first sheet is 8 rules. So these rules, first is what is the rule all about and commencement of these rules, because whenever there is a related party transaction, you have to use the rule number 1 to 13 in sequential order. So first we will apply first rule, then second, then third. If the rule 3 is sufficient for you, you will not go to rule number 4. That's all. Yeah. So in the sequential manner. Definition. So definitions has been given. What is arm's length pricing? What is related party? What is commission? What is royalty? What is patent? Kind of definitions has been given. Then third is determination of method of valuation. Now friends, please note, this is not IOV perspective IVS 300 or IVS 200 or IVS 500. It is not international valuation standard. This is a standard adopted by the Indian customs. Yeah. Rule 3, rule 4 is transaction value of identical goods. 5 is similar goods. The 6 is determination of value, where value cannot be determined under rule 3, 4, 5. Then you will go with rule number 6. If not rule 6, then you will go with the deductive rule or computed value. So the meaning now we will understand one by one. So first is method of valuation. So method of valuation is whenever there is a related party transaction, the method of valuation would be cost method only. As you know that in IVS we talk about 3 methods: market perspective, then at value perspective is called the cost perspective, and third would be the income perspective. So income and market is absent in the customs. It is only cost.
Doing valuation.
Yes, cost is the only angle. So what would be the value of the imported goods after selling in the Indian market? What value you are going to earn? That is income approach. Applying tool like discounted cash flow and all is not applicable. Custom believes in cost method only. Yeah. Then identical goods. So custom will ask you the question, sir, do you have relation with the supplier? You say yes, we have relation. I have mentioned in the bill of entry. Okay. So I will give you the list of questions. There are 28 questions. I am going to show that questions to you. Simple questions. You have to answer these 28 questions. Correct? One of the question is, what is the description of your product? AC बंद है? चालू करेंगे थोड़ा? Thanks. So I will ask the question, sir, what is the name of your product? You say, sir, name of my product is curtain. Okay. So rule number 3 is, what is transaction value of identical goods? So is your curtain, what you have imported, is very special in nature? You say, no, it's a normal curtain made of cotton. Okay. So what is the value of the same similar curtains gets imported in India? Question to you, what is the value of identical goods? First is identical. What is the cost of identical goods? So someone is importing the cotton curtain in India. What is the value? Suppose, hypothetically, consider, now look at the board. A is the overseas supplier, let's say based in Germany, and B is you, that is India. Correct? And you have relation with A. A is the principal company and B is the subsidiary company. Relation is there. And name of the product, what we say, any product you suggest, say pump. Pump is the product, B is importing from A. Correct? B has informed to the customs, sir, there is a relation. Okay? Now, custom says, what is this pump about? You say this is a centrifugal pump. Centrifugal pump. Okay? Pump name is centrifugal pump. So type is centrifugal pump. And the motor connected to this is 5 kilowatt motor. RPM used is 1440 is the RPM. 1440 is the RPM. And this is a 3-phase motor. This is what the specifications are. Then custom will ask you, sir, do you know what is the value, and you have declared value is, let's say, 1 lakh rupee. 1 lakh rupee. Our job is to find out the fair value. Yeah. We don't know if this is fair or under invoice or over invoice. So first question to you, what is the identical value? Now look at the type of questions. It's an investigation. It's an investigation process. Yeah. Lawyer ji, समझ लीजिए. So question to you is identical pump. ये specification का pump जो है, उसकी price आपको मालूम है क्या? This is the question. You may say no. You may say yes. If you say yes, I will say show, inform me the value. If you say, sir, identical value is 50,000. You may say 50,000. You may say 1 lakh. You may say 2 lakhs. If you say 50,000, I will say why you have purchased at 1 lakh. Yeah. If you say 2 lakhs, again I will ask the question why you have purchased at 1 lakh. If you say 1 lakh, I say no problem. Then I will say, show me the results, show me the data, give me the data from where you see that 1 lakh is the value, identical goods.
It may vary within the range of 10 to 15%.
Plus or minus हो सकता है. So I want you to give me in writing, because I have given the questions to you, 28 questions. You have to reply me. Correct? Then next question would be, sir, you said you have a relation. What kind of relation? Are you an exclusive dealer for A in India? You have exclusive contract with A? If you say yes or no, then I will say, you know that Germany is supplying the same similar pump other than you, any perspectives. You have to have knowledge of their product. You have to have not only knowledge of product, but the method of product, because some suppliers are manufacturing in 1 shift, some suppliers are making in 3 shifts. One is in batch process, one is in continuous process, one is less degree of automation, high degree of automation. Mass scale, non-mass scale. So there are so many dimensions to it. And each industry has certain, profitability statements. Software industry making high profits is a IP, intellectual property. So they may say value of this software is 10 lakh rupees. They may say. But as a motor car manufacturer, you cannot take 500% profits, 10,000% profits. No.
सर इसे सॉफ्टवेयर को कैसे आपको असेस करेगा?
Huh?
सॉफ्टवेयर में
नहीं उसमें कर सकते हैं मतलब
ना वो आप बोल रहे थे वो जो पॉइंट है ना सब लोग
मतलब इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड होता है ना, जैसे मोटर कार है उसमें 15% प्रॉफिट होती है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री है, टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री है 5% 10% प्रॉफिट होती है, वही होती है ना।
सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी को कैसे इसको चेक करने के लिए
तो सॉफ्टवेयर में इंपोर्ट जो कुछ होता ही नहीं है ना मटेरियल, क्योंकि कैपिटल गुड ही नहीं रखते हैं यहाँ।
सर्विस तो और टू ना काउंट
A2
मोस्टली इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी.
IP है ना वो। So this is how the rules are. Yeah. So these are the custom valuation rules. अभी डिटेल में हर एक rule is explained over here. What is computed value, what is deductive value, meaning of SPV, who should register with SPV, only related party, and that too with import.
Can you get some samples of
Now next is case studies only. So these are examples. Procedures, how the procedures, so you will get a questionnaire, the questionnaire list is mentioned. So procedure for registration, so you have to register with the department. So I want to register myself because I am importing the goods from the related party. So they say okay, register here. So you will do the registration, then they will give you the questionnaire. You will fill up the questionnaire, submit the questionnaire to the department, and then this hearing process starts. This is an investigation process. And nowadays you get not SVB order end of the day, you will get IR, investigation report. So department has investigated and then they say, oh, you are declared perfectly okay, your price is fair price only. If it is under invoice, they will say your value is 5% more or 5% less or 10% less. So accordingly you have to pay compensation. And they do the finalization of SVB by issuing the investigation report, that is IR. IR is the final this thing.
सर आप कभी कोर्ट अटेंड किया है इसी बारे में?
Many times.
Many times?
Yesterday also I was there with the.
कोर्ट में क्या आपको ऐसे ही बताना पड़ेगा तो को
हाँ, you have to justify. The judge asks you as a competent person, you have to answer.
on behalf of
Sometimes customs, on behalf of customs, sometimes industry.
कस्टम मध्ये पण कॉल कर.
बहुत कस्टम ऑब्वियस मैं
क्वेरी असेल तर
ऑलवेज द कस्टम ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ कस्टम
ट्रिब्यूनल बोलते हैं, सेस्टैट बोलते हैं उसको. Now we'll go to case studies.
कोर्ट में क्या मैंने जो ड्रेस ब्लैक पैंट वाइट शर्ट में ना वो सिविल ड्रेस में
नहीं सिविल वो तो लॉयर को है ना, वो आपको है.
नहीं तो आपको
प्रोटोकॉल तो ड्रेस
मैंने बड़ा से लॉयर है ना अभी मैंने जज को समझने के लिए.
Okay. Now the one which is there in front of you, I will show it to you. Final. So what you see in front of you is the letter what you receive from the Commissioner of Customs. Here is the name of the company is MGI Coulter Engineering Private Limited. It's a Pune based company, right? So the department has sent a letter, determination of assessable value. So you know what is assessable value. Because it's a related party transaction. Section 14 you see, section 14, as per section 14.
Section 14 related
To valuation. So department is asking, please submit these documents, annexure A and B, and copies of all agreements between related parties. Then remittances, whatever remittances you have carried out to overseas supplier, submit that document. Then statement of imports of capital goods. What all things you have imported? Capital goods, raw material, components, spares. Give me the list right from day one, yeah, till date. Statement of payment. लमसम में पेमेंट किया है, टेक्निकल नो हाउ रिलेटेड फीस दिया है, रॉयल्टी पे किया है, ऑल पेमेंट्स यू शुड टेल मी. 3CEV. थर्ड पार्टी इंपोर्ट इनवॉइसेस. सो इनवॉइसेस यू हैव रिसीव्ड नॉट फ्रॉम द ओरिजिनल सप्लायर बट फ्रॉम द थर्ड पार्टी. सेम प्रोडक्ट, सेम पंप, बट नॉट फ्रॉम द रिलेटेड पार्टी, अदर देन रिलेटेड पार्टी. If you have imported any other pumps, submit the copies. Then demonstration in respect of declared value of imported goods under custom valuation rules. So which rule you are following? So you have to tell, sir, identical goods, similar goods. Yeah, sequence में मैंने आपको ऐसे बताया. You have to inform. Transaction value you have to justify how your value is perfect. You have to justify. Last 3 years financials, P&L balance sheets. Transfer pricing report. Now what you have submitted to income tax, that is TP, transfer pricing, submit that copy also to us. And any other relevant documents. Who is asking you? Special Valuation Branch, Mumbai. Assistant Commissioner of Customs. Big post. So this is how you get a letter when it is found that you are related party, the import is carried out. Now against this, what you are going to do? You are going to submit the reply to the questions what they are going to ask you. So this is the list of the questions. Niche. So there are 2 annexures. Annexure 1 is Commissioner Customs is the declaration you are giving. Sir, we are so and so company and we want to give the declaration that we will give the right information, perfect information to you. Second is, it's a one-time declaration that if any deviation please allow us, but the main important point is the answer to the questions. So these questions are like this. नीचे है. Yes, questionnaire. And questions, if you see, they are simple questions. What is your name? As an importer, you give. What is your IC code? What is your excise registration or GST registration? What is service tax? No, service tax is not there. So GST, PAN number. Whether the importer is a proprietary or partnership or private limited, so you will mention. Whether the importer is manufacturer or trader or manufacturer cum trader, you mention. If the importer is a manufacturer, please provide address. Simple questions, all questions simple but tricky. If the importer is a manufacturer, please briefly describe the manufacturing activity. क्या करते क्या हो आप? लिख दीजिए, ठीक है? If the importer is manufacturer cum trader, mention that. हाँ, 1-2 मिनट. If the importer is only distribution or marketing company, you mention. You may say, sir, I am not a marketing company. That's okay. So question is there, you have to answer. Then describe few then seller, you see this is the headline, seller perspective. So who is the seller? So overseas supplier. So seller, who is the seller? So Italy based seller, right? Whether the seller is a manufacturer of the imported goods or a trader, वो manufacture करके यहाँ बेचता है या trader है? You see the questions are now going, tricky, deeper.
How will you declare that whether he is manufacturer or trader?
You have to ask. He is your related party, so you know that.
As per the statement of the
नहीं स्टेटमेंट क्या है आपको तो मालूम है ना आपका रिलेटेड पार्टी इज ए ट्रेडर और मैन्युफैक्चरर. आपने पंप इंपोर्ट किया ना, तो ये पंप दूसरे कंपनी ने मैन्युफैक्चर किया है, इन्होंने सिर्फ आपको दे दिया है, तो ही इज ए ट्रेडर. प्लीज स्पेसिफाई द क्लॉज 2 ऑफ कस्टम वैल्यूएशन रूल्स इन विच द बायर एंड सेलर आर रिलेटेड. तो आप ये रिलेशन क्या है आपका उनके साथ, आप लिख दीजिए. दे आर प्रिंसिपल्स, दे आर holding company, they are investors, they are directors, they are employers, something like that.
as per the statement of the importer, आप सर इसको आपको फिल करेगा ना, importer इसको फिल करेगा, importer फिल करेगा,
importer आपको
आप तो कंसल्टेंट है ना, आप इसको कैसे एडवाइस करेगा?
नहीं, जो फैक्ट्स है वही देने पड़ेंगे ना. Then provide the gist of title of all agreements. What all the agreements has taken place by and between the parties? All agreements you have to attach. Distribution agreement, sale and leaseback arrangements, yeah. Then super stockist kind of agreements. Then only indenting agent agreements, yeah. So there are so many types of agreements are there. So which agreement you have? Then related to goods, information you have to provide. Have good identical to the goods imported under the present bill of entry have been imported earlier. First time import किया क्या? पहले भी बहुत सारा import किया था. No, you cannot lie. पहले गलती से नहीं लिखा था relation, तो लिखना पड़ेगा. हाँ, तो penalty आएगी. गलत लिखा तो. So you see how diplomatically that it has been designed. You cannot lie. whether the importer has imported any capital goods, plant, machinery, equipment from the seller of the imported goods or its related or associate concern. Now, suppliers has many other associate agencies. From there also there is a chance that you might have imported. There is also relation. मतलब ये सामने जर्मनी है, जर्मनी के और एक एसोसिएट है वियतनाम में, हाइपोथेटिकल, वियतनाम में देयर इज अ सब्सिडरी and you have purchased from Vietnam in past also, you have to declare today.
Sometimes US प्रिंसिपल के पास अगर मटेरियल नहीं है तो जर्मन से भी मंगाते थे,
हाँ,
because they are distribute,
correct.
same distributor is there also.
सर
स्टॉक में नहीं रहेगा
मेरा क्वेश्चन है सर, आप तो यहाँ से कंसल्टेंट है ना, आपका कैसे इसको मतलब इम्पोर्टर को कैसे आप इंक्वायरी करेगा और वेरीफाई करेगा?
Of course, this as a consultant my job is to guide them. Sir, पास में आपने कभी लेके आए थे क्या ऐसे? If he says no, I have to rely on that. I cannot say नहीं. Evidence.
Yes or no?
इनके पास तो डेटा निकाल सकते हैं वो, हम लोग भी नहीं देगा तो क्या कस्टम में.
So this is related to goods. Does the seller of the imported goods supply the same directly to any other unrelated person in India? मैंने लिखा था ना, if A is supplying to B, but A is supplying to any other company other than B, वही question है. And answer is table of imports, goods and parts. So we have to answer by giving a table, information, or say no simply. Has the price of the goods have been settled in a manner consistent with the way the price is settled by the seller with unrelated buyers? So unrelated buyers के लिए price list और आपके लिए price list एक है अलग है? Please provide the information, rule 3 of CVR. Rule 3 is transaction value, identical goods. Is the price of imported goods determined on the basis of price list? Do you get a price list from the overseas supplier? If answer is yes, you say yes, price list is attached. If you say no, price list is not there, every time we send the inquiry, write down that. Is the price is not based on price list, then it is the price declared or it's a transfer price.
Declare a transfer price means?
Means every time they declare for this.
Today is the
Sometimes petroleum based products रहते हैं तो
transfer price means?
offered price. What is the basis on which the price has been settled between the two? So price list. Whether the goods imported by the importer are sold under the trademark, design, loyalty license agreements or patent controlled by the seller of the goods. क्या है? पेटेंट है, ट्रेडमार्क है, लिखना है. Whether the product manufactured by the importer using the imported goods sold under the trademark, हो गया. Whether any amount or part of the proceeds of the subsequent resale disposable used for imported goods accrued directly indirectly to the seller. So subsequent to import, do you pay any money to the supplier बाद में as a commission, as any other head? So that price gets added to the import price, so that import duty goes up. Whether there are any other payments actually made or to be made as a condition of sale of the imported goods by the buyer to the seller or by the buyer to the third party to satisfy the obligation. आप directly A को नहीं दे रहे हो, but V को दे रहे हो and V is giving to A. This is outcome of Customs Act, FTDR, FEMA, everything is clubbed in this question here. Is any amount paid or payable directly or indirectly to or on behalf of the seller of the imported goods in connection with the production of the imported goods? For example, material parts, components, tools, dies, molds. So your overseas supplier has given contract to someone, he has supplied goods to you, you have paid to him and he has paid to A. ये भी हो सकता है.
क्वेश्चन मार्क आप यहाँ तो क्वेश्चन मार्क है ना, आंसर कर दी.
नहीं, उसके ऊपर वाला
6.5 की बात कर रहे हैं ना.
4.
East में 6.4.
Are the services rendered by or on behalf of the importer related to the goods imported or undertaken on behalf of the seller of foreign goods? ये क्वेश्चन मार्क तो हमारे क्लाइंट ने लिखा है, बट आंसर इज एनी सर्विसेज रेंडर्ड बाय on behalf of the importer related to the goods imported. किसी और ने services भी दिया है where you have paid to him and he has paid to the one. So money is not flowed directly to A but via someone. Will the price paid or payable by the importer be settled with the seller at the end of defined period by means of debit note, credit note? So many times debit note, credit note भी रेज होती है, तो वो चीज़ आपकी इसमें है क्या? That is a question. Other information is, has the importer or any of his associate entered into an advance pricing agreement with the income tax authority and advance ruling किया है क्या कभी? So it is a provision in the law. So like this the questionnaires are there. So this is a case study with one of the company. And there is one more thing. Once you submit the reply to this questionnaire, you have to submit this information like this. So letter of authority you have to give in section 1. Then brief submission in writing as to why the invoice price of client name so and so should be accepted by the department. You have to give a justification why department should accept your price. Third section, memorandum and article of association. As a private company, you have to give the KYC. 4, copies of all agreements which has taken place by and between the parties, you have to submit to the department. Then RBI approval, if any you have taken as a company, a multinational company, if you have taken RBI approval, you have to submit. Reply to questionnaire, जो अपन ने अभी देख लिया, so that you have to submit. Statement of all outward remittances to related parties, that you have to submit along with the proof, that is bank statement. Approval of industrial secretariat or MSME, so it's a KYC. Last 3 years financials, audited report. Statement of imported capital goods, so what all things you have imported, capital goods, raw materials, packing material, components, spares from related party, section so and so. Statement on payment, lump sum payment, technical know-how fees, royalty, if any has been paid, whether it is applicable, not applicable. If it is applicable, attach the documents. Third party import invoices, third party to whom you have paid, so that you have to attach. Xerox sample of few bill of entries and invoice as a sample, and any other relevant documents. So there are 12 sections through which you can submit this information to the department, and based on that department will carry out investigation, and investigation, once it is carried out, then they will issue you the report, and that report is like this. The report is not here, it seems. It is again a sample case study for another company. So basically, this is how the special valuation branch process takes place. This is how valuation has to be done based on 13 rules. Very big potential, very few or probably very less people are available, and this job has to be done only by the valuer who understands concepts of import and export, means you people. So today's session is closed, but you can ask questions if you have.
सर रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शन में कोई स्टॉक ट्रांसफर होता है?
वन सेक, आपको तो वो बंद करना है कुछ, तो क्वेश्चन आंसर्स दिस हो गया, या प्लीज.
कोई भी रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शन में कोई स्टॉक ट्रांसफर वहाँ से होता है तो भी इस पे ड्यूटीज लगती है?
Anything gets imported in India, duty is applicable, whether it is stock or otherwise, it's an imported good.
तो कमर्शियल केवाईसी इशूड होती है इसमें, एसटीएम इशूड होगा, स्टॉक ट्रांसफर नोट इशू होते हैं इसमें?
See, imagine a situation, now with what reference you are asking question I don't know, but I am assuming one scenario. You are Indian company and you have forwarded your stock to a warehouse overseas. Your intention is to keep the goods at warehouse, and from there you want to sell the goods into international market. So beginning of the year, 100 pumps you have exported with the assumption that all 100 will be sold, and end of the year you have sold successfully 75 pumps. 25 pumps are balance. These 25 pumps comes to Indian border, customs. So custom will say this is an imported good, please pay the duty. Correct? Now it is your job is to prove these 25 are from the 100 pumps which you have exported on the day 1. Yes? So custom will say how we can rely on this statement. So you have to have a provision in your books of accounts saying that each pump will have unique serial number. This is the list. Initially I have exported these 100 serial numbers were there, out of which last 25 serial numbers you see or you check, and the one we have received the pumps, the same serial numbers are there. That means the same pumps, their pumps are owned by us, has come back. So the law perspective, this is called export for re-import. Initially you have exported, now you are importing, so it's called re-import. So you have to file the bill of entry mentioning that export for re-import. Point number 1. Point number 2, there is no outward remittance. When you are importing something, bill of entry has to be filed, and each bill of entry is filed when the payment has to be forwarded to the supplier. But there is no supplier here, it is only you, because legal ownership of the good is with you only in India. So there is no supplier for that, and no payment remittance should be there. So you have to mention in the bill of entry this is FOC transaction, free of cost. मतलब कोई remittance नहीं है. This you will do it because IDPMS, Import Data Processing Monitoring System of RBI. Each bill of entry के साथ में पैसा बाहर जाना है, ऐसा RBI बोलता है, बराबर है. बट अपने केस में वैसा होने वाला नहीं है, पैसा जाने वाला नहीं है, तो it has to be informed to the authorized dealer. Authorized dealer will inform to RBI, ये bill of entry में पैसा जाने वाला नहीं है. So this is IDPMS compliance that you have to mention in the bill of entry, free of cost. दूसरी चीज. तीसरी, you have to go to bank in person and inform them, sir, this import has been carried out, but this is our own stock coming back. Third. Fourth, before going to customs, you will approach custom empanel chartered engineer, confirming that, sir, issue chartered engineer certificate that the same goods has come back. So I will carry out inspection, I will issue the certification to you that you submit to the customs. Based on that, custom will do assessment that all documents are in place, everything is in line. Then custom will say no problem, no payments to be made for the import. If one of the document is missing, information is missing, serial numbers are absent, pumps color has gone bad, punch करते हैं अपन serial number, it has gone bad, custom will say please pay the full amount of import duty. So litigation may start, because on face of it you have kept the goods 1 year, the goods are 1 year old, so color, shape, quality may be deteriorated. So custom will say this is used good, it's a second hand good, and second hand good valuation is altogether different. So it will be a complicated scenario in that case. Any other question? For you also it will be a new topic, है? नया कुछ सीखने को मिल गया? You are recording, no? अलग टॉपिक है. So tomorrow we'll start, the session will start at 11, but you please come at 10:30 or so. So we'll have TA and kind of, then we can start at 11 sharp. So we'll start with finance and forex kind of thing. So a lot of mathematical computations and concepts are there. It's a risk management perspective. So different risks are there in international business. So forex is one of the risk. So we'll address those risks. And then as per the agenda we'll start. Agenda is already circulated to you. Yeah. So that is what